Everywhere you go today, you hear talk of the significance of globalization, the impact of multiculturalism, and the importance of diversity. Everyone is talking about the value of religion or the divisiveness of religion. We worry about religious fanatics. We question various orthodoxies. We debate good and bad religions. In a world of political correctness, we are inundated by arguments supporting the advantages of having a global perspective, of increasing our exposure to diversity, and in Chapman terms, of being global citizens. Graduates, I ask you, what does it mean to be educated as a citizen of the world today? How you answer this question will determine not only your future, but also the future of this country and the world. I recently had the opportunity to hear Benjamin Barber, the distinguished political theorist and University of Maryland professor, talk about America's evolution from a nation guided by a declaration of independence to one that needs desperately to be guided by a declaration of interdependence. Barber points out that interdependence is another word for citizenship, and that citizenship is based on an appreciation of our roles as members of interdependent communities at all levels, from neighborhood, city, state, nation, and world. In our post-9/11 world, we live in an era where borders no longer exist. SARS knows no boundaries. Hunger, global warming, and threat of terrorists. These problems are not confined to any nation, and no nation is immune from their effects. We know these things, but I suggest to you that we are still woefully ill-prepared to even begin to understand the challenges these problems present. At the same time that people everywhere strive to make sense of the post-9/11 world and figure out our place and our responsibilities in it, there is much hypocrisy. We live in a world where there is much more racism than ever before, more ignorance of other cultures, and great arrogance implicit in the judgment that our ways are the right way and others are simply wrong. We must recognize that too many of our citizens are acting on prejudices born of ignorance of other culture, other religions, and other ways of life. Each of you sitting here today has a fundamental duty to break free of the propaganda of the media and of popular opinion. I challenge you to turn to the facts of history and classic literature to understand for yourself the lessons of the past. I challenge you to experience other cultures, to learn other languages, and to expose yourself to other ways of evaluating the world. I challenge you to recognize that the world today will not suffer the selfish values of a consumer society that does not recognize its impact on the environment we all share. There are no boundaries anymore, and in an interdependent world, our actions reverberate on a global scale. Today marks a moment of transition for the class of 2003. Today, responsibilities of your education passes from institutions you have chosen to guide you into your own hands. You've been given privileges and opportunities people in many other parts of the world, indeed, in parts of this country, cannot even begin to imagine. But with those privileges and opportunities come the responsibility to continue your education, to educate yourself as a citizen of an interdependent world. There are no borders, and this is why we cannot afford to allow different sets of borders, the boundaries of our knowledge, to hem us in. You must constantly fight to expand your own knowledge. You must work hard to erase the limits of your own prejudice, and if you do so, you will become a truly global citizen. If you do so, our world without borders can also be a world without the borders of ignorance. This is a real battle we all face. The fight to educate and thus liberate ourselves and our neighbors from ignorance and prejudice in a global community. I believe you're up to this monumental task. I wish you good luck and Godspeed. Congratulations.